What's up, my boomers? It's me, Melanie Mac, here on my new channel, Melanie Mac Go Boom. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today on this wonderful Sunday. So I just got through with a Gamers Outreach stream. It's a charity stream where Gamers Outreach, they provide entertainment like video game consoles and things of that nature to families and hospitals. And that stream went so great. I played some Elden Ring. The goal was $1,000 and we hit over $1,600. So thank you so much to everybody who tuned in on that and who donated and helped us surpass the goal there for the children. I feel good. Today's a good day. I just feel like, yeah, we did the thing. Everything's great. So anyway, so for today's video, I wanted to talk about some stuff going on about Ghostwire Tokyo. Now, nothing against them or anything, but of course, some video game news outlets, you know, they're using this as like an opportunity to virtue signal some more and to create some racism where it did not exist. So, I don't know if some of y'all know, but like Sifu and Ghost of Tsushima got a lot of backlash from some gaming journos who try to act like they were racist or whatever. I don't know. It's just because, I don't know, they didn't have enough. They didn't have enough people on the team from, I guess, like in Ghost of Tsushima's case, enough Japanese people on the team or whatever. Because it was like a mostly white studio creating an Eastern style game, I guess. And it's never good enough. They want more representation. And then when representation happens, they're mad that, I guess, white people led the charge on that. So let me go ahead and read today's article that basically this is from VG247. They said Ghostwire Tokyo's authentic representation makes a mockery of Ghost of Tsushima and Sifu's cultural tourism. Oh, let's read what this is about. Hold on. Let me adjust my camera there. Okay. Tango Gameworks open world may be formulaic, but its setting has a depth that could have only come from a Japanese studio. So, okay, it just makes no sense to me that you want more representation, but white people aren't allowed to create more representation. So you're only happy if it comes from the same people that you want represented, you know, and it's always good to have people on the team and all that kind of stuff. But overall, if you want more representation, let everybody provide that, is how I feel it. Okay. Head to this marker, kill all the enemies that spawn, uncover more of the map, head to one of the new markers that just popped up, talk to an NPC, go to the next waypoint, fight some more enemies, go back to the quest giver, get your reward, rinse and repeat, break down Ghostwire Tokyo to its basic gameplay fundamentals that you have an open world game as formulaic as they come, okay? But the activities take on a new meaning when, instead of clearing towers, you're uncovering more of the map by cleansing corrupted torii gates. Their locations aren't just random either. They're often located at the entrance of a Shinto shrine, and in rare instances, they become literal gateways to another dimension. Just outside the shrines, you'll also find stalls where you can buy charms or snacks. Though given the supernatural fog that swept the city, some of these have looked in better shape. Likewise, those rudimentary fetch quests take on more significance when they draw you into discovering the many yokai of Japanese mythology that have interwoven themselves into Japanese society. In Ghostwire Tokyo, they take on different roles, from threats to collectibles, merchants to quest givers. Then there's just how it all looks as well, a beautiful recreation of a new-gen Tokyo that would make Yakuza's RGG Studio sweat. All of these things make Ghostwire world come alive. Ironic for a game where everyone has been spirited away. Okay, hold on. I want to see the author of this real quick. Okay. It's also a kind of cultural specificity that could have only come from a Japanese developer like Tango Gameworks, a studio that runs wild, reveling in its Japanese identity and all of its nuances, a welcome departure from trying to play towards Western audiences hungry for more Shinji Mikami survival horror. The richness of Ghostwire's setting only shows up the shallow representation of the likes of Ghost of Tsushima and Sifu. Games set in Asia but made in the West, primarily by white folks, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Regardless of their intentions, what we get is superficial cultural tourism at best, and games that play into pre-existing stereotype cliches at worst, per uppercut. I mean, these are ultimately these games, it's video games. It's not, they're not writing history books. Ghost of Tsushima is not saying, hey, this is Japanese history we're telling here. It's a fictional universe. It's a video game. Let's consider Sucker Punch's Samurai game, which has the audacity of naming one of its modes after legendary filmmaker Akira Kurosawa. Because it happens to be in black and white, and it has Japanese audio, which botched in the original release since the lip sync was made for the English dub. At least having authentic language options as an option is an improvement over slow clap's martial arts game Sifu, which only added Chinese audio post-launch. Subs and dubs may be ultimately down to personal preference, but it is telling that Ghostwire has the Japanese audio as the default, which it also largely stuck to for its marketing. I do think that's cool. I like that. But that doesn't mean that Sifu was bad. It doesn't mean Ghostwire Tokyo's bad. Sucker Punch and Slow Clap seem to be thinking of representing cinema first rather than the actual culture itself, which, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? It's a video game. Sifu is not so much a game set in China, so much as it's a fusion buffet comprising different aspects of Asian cinema, with the first level paying homage to both The Raid and Old Boy. But even comparisons with Hong Kong martial arts flicks are at odds with the game's serious revenge plot and hardcore mechanics. There's none of the slapstick of Jackie Chan or anything quite as imaginatively bonkers as when you'd get in the genre. And if Slow Clap did care about representing Hong Kong cinema, perhaps it should have prioritized a Cantonese dub over a Mandarin one. Dude, wasn't it just not long ago people were shaming people who like Japanese or who like Jackie Chan movies because Jackie Chan was too much of I don't know. I can't get it all right how they twisted that then, but they were hating on people for liking Jackie Chan movies back then. Oh yeah, you don't like Asian cinema if you just like Jackie Chan, they said. That was on Twitter like last year if I remember. More importantly, the intent and usage of cultural elements in Ghostwire is more considered. This is going on and on, like circle jerking about how great Ghostwire is. And that's fine. I mean, Ghostwire looks amazing. And I really do I think it's cool that they provide like an authentic Japanese experience by the feel of it. But that doesn't make anything else bad. It just makes zero sense to me that people, all these journalists and saviors of the internet keep wanting more representation, but then when we get it, it's never good enough because white people did it. This just shows the root of their problem is they hate white people. That's just it. And a lot of these journalists are white themselves. This guy doesn't appear to be so, but still. Now, this doesn't have the most traction, but this reply says the demand for racism outweighs the supply. Exactly. They got to create it now. And then this right here says the creative leads of Ghost of Tsushima were made permanent ambassadors by the actual mayor of Tsushima, Hiroki Hitakatsu. I probably pronounced that wrong. Because he appreciated their work that much. So what the F are you talking about? I mean, okay, Game Journo. Probably, like, American Game Journo. This is just absolutely bonkers to me. But, I don't know, they might have been going for the rage bait, the rage click, which they got. But, essentially, it's like, Ghostwire looks amazing. But, Sifu, I haven't played that, also looked amazing. Ghost of Tsushima was really good. I loved that. Here, we're getting representation. What's the problem? Oh, this is what's bothering me. And you're also seeing in so many games in general, like everybody is so insistent on everything being so grounded, so realistic, this, that, and the other. And so we're at the point to where even if a predominantly white studio wants to create representation from other places and backgrounds and people and all that, then because it's not authentic, then they're not happy with it. But it's a fictional universe. Why does everything have to be so authentic and realistic? Why can't we create fictional universes with other cultures and stuff as we see them? I mean, I would understand the problem if it was mocking them, but it's not. These are very positive things. So no, it's not going to be perfect. You know, dude, that'd be like if Square Enix wanted to make a Western, or even say like FromSoft wanted to make a Western game, okay? They want to make a cowboy game. I freaking love that, dude. I don't care if it's not totally accurate. Like, I would love to see a Japanese studio take a crack at a westernized cowboy game. Let's freaking go. And that's the thing is when people do this kind of thing and they are celebrating cultures different from their own, it's celebration. It's not mocking. It's not any of that. So things are just never good enough. It's never good enough for the woke, ever. So anyway, let me go ahead and go into the comments from some recent videos of mine. Jacob says, Melanie Mac going boom right out of the mouths of haters. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you so much. All right, we got William here who says, I don't know why they make Lara Croft a Barbie doll. She's supposed to be female Indiana Jones. So if she's kind of a see you next Thursday, then so be it. And that's the thing is like, I believe with this right up here, they're referring to Lara's personality because classic Lara was always so much of more of an anti-hero, just fueled by selfish ambition and stuff. And so reboot Lara now, even Legend Lara was more trying to be a good guy, you know, especially reboot Lara. And she's being a savior essentially. And this Netflix show, okay, on a field trip with buddies to be saviors to the world. It just doesn't fit Lara Croft. It doesn't fit her character at all. And why does she got to be Miss Congeniality? Lara Croft was not created to be that. Lara Croft was created as a very selfish character. That's that. Period. She had RBF. She was not Miss Congeniality. And it's just jarring now. Mistra says, joining Friday Night Tights sadly comes with a lot of hate, as lots of people are jealous or salty about them. But nothing new for you, I suppose. Lol, ignore the haters. Thank you for the nice words. I had a ridiculously fun time with Friday Night Tights, and I would love to be back on again. James says, Melanie, did you like Tomb Raider Legend? That is my least favorite of the Tomb Raider franchise. Not aesthetically, because I do really like the aesthetic of it, but there's just so many things I hate about it. One, it is just so watered down and easy, and it plays itself. That's what I hate the most about it. It's like a play school version of Tomb Raider, and it's just so ridiculously easy. And that just goes against the fundamentals of Tomb Raider, especially the early classic games, of course. And also, I don't like Zip and Alistair telling Lara what to do all the time on the headset. Just killed it for me. Jeff says, hi, Melanie. You have haters because you have a brain and you think for yourself, which is a powerful weapon against them. You are their kryptonite. Think for yourself on the internet and the haters will abound. Isn't that the truth? Gustavo says, it was awesome watching you at Friday Night Tights. Hope you show up there again in the future. Keep rocking. Thank you. I had a blast, and I definitely would be happy to show up again. It was a good time. All right, so let me hop into the verse of the day, which I picked Micah 7:8, since we talked a lot about haters today in some of those comments. Rejoice not over me, O my enemy. When I fall, I shall rise. When I sit in darkness, the Lord will be a light to me. So at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, we're going to fall. We're going to stumble. Bad things are going to happen. But hey, don't be celebrating because, like, I got God on my side. That's how we be. That's how we be, y'all. God's still on our side. God is still direct and guide our paths. And no matter what comes at us in life, hey, we can get past it. We can get past it. So, anyway, that's today's video. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I will see you all tomorrow. And in the meantime, go boom.